Hey people, how's it going? Welcome to the Funhouse, and we are back again with another movie reaction commentary. And today we're going to be watching Gaslight. Now before we get started, I wanted to say a big welcome to all the new subscribers. And to the existing subscribers, I want to say a big thank you for liking, sharing and commenting on the videos. Every instance of contribution is appreciated. So my name's Dwayne, and on this channel I do mostly movie reactions. But on this channel you're going to get something just a little bit different because I've seen everything. Well, not everything. Movie reactions are a fun little niche on YouTube, and it's the personality that makes the experience unique even though you've seen the same film multiple times. But I've noticed that there's only a finite amount of films that get reacted to, and that's where I come in.
You're his favorite, you're his guy!
Because I've seen pretty much all the mainstream films that the other channels watch, over here you're going to get something a little bit more offbeat, something a little bit more boutique. Now there are still some popular mainstream films for me to watch, so that will happen. But, for the most part, this is where you come for a change of pace. So if you've watched reactions of the same mainstream films for the 20th time and you want to switch things up,
you think of me.
Also, stick around for my reviews at the end of the videos, because sometimes I'll address something at the beginning or during the reaction that I might elaborate on or resolve at the end in the review. So, Gaslight. Now I don't know much about this film, but I do know that this is where we get the term gaslight from. Actually, I think it was a stage play first. To be honest, because of the title, I do have an idea of where this film could go, but I just don't know how it's going to play out. Now I've heard of Ingrid Bergman before, but I've never seen her in anything.
Liar!
Charles Boyer I haven't seen in anything. However, Joseph Cotton I have seen in a film before. In fact, it's The Third Man, which I've already reacted to on the channel. I'm really looking forward to this one because the material was so impactful. It coined a term that is used in the field of psychology, as well as in the mainstream culture for decades. So let's just jump right into it. If you do get any value from this video, hit the like button, subscribe and share. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so here we go. Gaslight. MGM. So yeah, this one has Joseph Cotton in it. This one has Joseph Cotton, who was in The Third Man. So this should be interesting. That's a bit of tension there. We know there's been a murder. And so this is going to be the tension throughout the film, I think. Oh, that's a nice shot. I'm loving these shots. You can see it's almost like a circular border around the shots. It's really nice.
You must think of the future, dear, not the past.
Paula, you are not concentrating. Your mind's not on your singing. All these years you worked so hard, and now what's come over you?
It's interesting that it's been a few years. We've jumped a few years since the last part of the story.
I haven't the voice, have I?
The trouble is not in your voice alone.
And why do I feel like I've seen this guy before? This guy's been in something else.
Suddenly it is as if nothing else existed. Even my music, which used to mean so much to me.
She's in love.
I'm too happy. That's why you said the tragedy was something I could never understand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh, look at that shift in light.
Real tragedy has touched your life.
It's like when she spoke of her happiness, she got shrouded in darkness. That's interesting.
And forget your singing.
Look, here she comes again, back into the light.
Happiness is better than
Nice.
art.
Will you let me meet the man who is taking my pupil away from me?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Oh, dear maestro, I don't know when we'll meet again.
Wow, she's just walking away from it.
Did you tell him?
There he is.
He didn't know who.
What did he say?
He said,
He must be putting it down for her to walk away from her legacy.
but I don't know you. I don't know anything about you.
No, I about you, but I want to marry you. But while you're away, never forget for one moment that I'm here, waiting, and in love with you.
He's spitting that game, bro.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, good
gracious! Oh, it's so exciting.
Your book?
Yes, it's all about a girl who marries a man, and what do you think? He's got 6 wives buried in the cellar.
Oh, it sounds a little gruesome.
Well, I'm afraid I enjoy a good murder now and then. My brother always calls me Bloodthirsty Bessie.
Bloodthirsty Bessie.
Thornton Square.
Yes, that's where I live, number 16. Do you know it? No, we had a real live murder there. Unfortunately, it's before I went to live there. Just the year before, 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Wow. 10 years.
All's just as it used to be. Nothing's been changed. All the furniture and everything.
Wow. That's creepy, man. What about a police investigation? Didn't that disturb anything?
You're not angry with me.
Where?
Where would you like us to settle?
Paris, perhaps.
Paris?
We don't know much about this guy.
How would you feel about London?
I'm wondering, what's his play? Is it just to get her money?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're not late, are we?
Oh, not at all. I've only been here a moment. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
What's she gonna think when she sees him?
In the train in Italy last month. Dinky biscuits.
Oh, yes, of course. I
Oh.
know.
This is the dining room.
Yes. There's a little study beyond it. Will you light the gas, please?
Yeah, I think that's a combination of stage lights and the light from the candle. I think the light from the candle is just a visual. It's just a visual cue, but there's light illuminating the back of it, like against the wall.
Oh, I know all these by heart. It used to be one of my great treats when she would unlock them and take them out and tell me all their stories.
Careful, dearest.
This glove. Well, she wore it in Romeo and Juliet at the command performance at Covent Garden. Goodnow signed it for her afterwards. I never knew what happened to the other glove. I used to ask her sometimes, but she'd only laugh and say she'd given it away. A very great admirer.
Now, where shall we put all these things?
He is a smooth operator, though. He's definitely got that game.
Here's an old letter. I have followed you to London. It was written 2 days before she was murdered. It was written by somebody called Sergius Bauer.
Give it to me.
What's that about?
Why does this letter upset you so?
It's just that I'm upset for you. You said that you had lost your fears, and now everything you touch here brings them back home, my dearest. You must forget her.
Yeah, it's very theatrical, this film. The dialogue, the verbiage, the speech, it's very aristocratic and theatrical. I think this was 39 anyway, 1939, so it's pretty close to that turn of the century, from the 1800s, Victorian London, moving into that new modern era. So I think this film was kind of like a throwback. It was a throwback to a specific audience. You could say this is like a retro film. At the time, it was a retro film for the people who grew up in that era.
Oh, Elizabeth, this is our new housemaid. I was explaining her duties to her. She'll be down in a moment.
Very good, sir.
She's a tartar, ain't she?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, you know, strict like.
I hope you're not a flighty girl, Lucy.
My name's Nancy, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. Are you?
I don't think so, sir.
I'm glad to hear that. Your mistress is very particular about everything being very correct.
Is she, sir?
Yes, so am I.
She's flirtatious, ain't she? She's trying to get in there with him.
Oh, how do you do?
I'm all right, ma'am.
Is this guy French or Italian?
She seems a nice girl.
I'm trying to figure out. It's striking me as French, but every now and again, the accent kind of slips.
Now, you'll remember where it is.
Oh, don't be silly. Of course I'll remember.
Oh, I was teasing you, my dear.
Okay, I think that was the first instance of his gaslighting. He's putting it in her head that she forgets things.
It's nice to see you getting out again.
We're going to the Tower of London.
Very good, Mum.
Are we going to see the doctor chamber?
Certainly, I think it's right over here.
Oh, there he is. Joseph Cotton.
have no idea who he is, Gregory. He seemed to know me and...
Do you usually bow to people you don't know?
This old school projected background.
I'm thinking I don't know why I did it.
Oh look, that's pretty cool. The shadow of the tree going over them.
You've been forgetful lately.
Forgetful?
Losing things and...
I'm tired now. Can't we go home?
Oh, no, we still have the crown jewels to see. They're in that building over there.
How do you know?
What did you say?
I said, how do you know where they are? You haven't been here before.
The guide told us inside. Are you becoming suspicious as well as absent-minded, Paula?
Wow, he's just saying it. He's just telling her.
The Koh-i-Noor is the most famous diamond in the world. The Stuart sapphire, which was among the jewels James II took with him when he fled to France.
Look at him.
Jewels are wonderful things. They have a life of their own.
I wonder who Joseph Cotton's gonna play. Is he a cop or just a normal guy? Interested to see.
What's that there?
Never mind about up there. Whole floor's been boarded off.
I'm also looking out for what made him get cast in The Third Man. Was it because he was just a star, or was it something to do with this performance here? Because sometimes directors choose their actors based on a previous performance. So I'm just looking out for anything here that relates to The Third Man.
You might give me your brooch so I can have it repaired. Anything wrong?
Oh, Gregory, I can't find it. I know it was here. I can't understand it. I couldn't have lost it. You did put it in there.
Don't you even remember that?
Well, suddenly I'm beginning not to trust my memory at all.
I tell you, you're just tired, that's all. It doesn't mean anything.
Wow.
Don't worry.
So he does it to her and then assures her that it's not her.
You don't happen to know who's living in the house, do you?
Yes? A foreign couple. Something mysterious there.
What do you mean, mysterious?
Never have visitors. Never go out anywhere. At least she doesn't.
I think you're wrong, madam.
What did you say?
I said you seem to be wrong about her not going out.
Okay, so this is Gaslight. So he isolates her, so he has complete control over her perception, what she values.
Never knew you'd gone out.
Well, I just went for a walk, but it looks as if it might rain, so I thought I should have my umbrella.
Suppose the master comes back and asks where you've gone.
Well, tell him I just went for a walk.
By yourself, Mum? Suppose the master asks where?
Now, you see what I mean? Goes out, goes back, goes in. That maidservant, most impertinent. I can't get a thing out of her. She won't talk to me, though she would quick enough if I wore trousers. The way she carries on with that policeman on the beat, it's scandalous.
She's a floozy.
Fly away, pigeons. More tomorrow. Well.
Nosy busybody, eh?
You want governor paper? Very good, sir. Thank you. Extra, special, read all about it.
You've no right to go through that file. But she has no
Yes.
right to let you get at it.
I'm sorry, General. Mr. Cameron here is your assistant.
Well, then it's his job to assist me. What's your interest in this case, anyway?
Well, I once met Alice Alquist. I was taken to hear at a command performance when I was 12 years old, and afterwards to meet her in the artist room. I know it sounds silly, but I still think she was the most beautiful woman I ever saw, and I've never forgotten her. And now,
Now you've seen someone you think looks like her.
living in the same house.
Well, why shouldn't you? If she's the niece, the house probably belongs to her. And if you're trying to make the acquaintance of a pretty woman, you've no right to use official business as an excuse. Now look here, Brown, once and for all, the case was given up as hopeless. As for the matter of the jewels...
Jewels?
Oh.
There's nothing here about jewels.
Okay, remember that when he was talking about the crown jewels, how he seemed really mesmerized by it and taken by it.
What happened to them?
They, disappeared.
That's why she was murdered.
Well, that was the official theory. Though what the murderer wanted the jewels for, I can't imagine. They were much too famous for him to be able to sell them anywhere.
Have they never shown up since?
Not as far as I've been informed.
Well, then.
The murder part of the case was pursued to the utmost, as you can see for yourself from that file.
So I think this guy just loves the lure of jewels. But then what's he back for? What other jewels are there?
Where are you on duty now?
Down in the East End, sir.
How would you like a more fashionable locality?
I'd like it very much, sir.
Don't say anything to anybody for the moment.
So Joseph Cotton isn't hiding his American accent, so how is he working for Scotland Yard? Is there some kind of provision back then that I'm not aware of? How can someone from America work with Scotland Yard? Okay, so he's isolating her in this house, and so he has complete control over her.
You're looking very pretty this afternoon, Nancy. You know that?
I don't know it at all, sir, I'm sure.
I see they've changed the policeman on the beat. Is his heart going to be added to the list of those you've broken?
I didn't know I'd broken any, sir.
Oh, no, I'm sure that's not true. And that complexion of yours, that's something that's not quite true either. Oh, you do it very cleverly, I grant you. I was wondering whether you might not care to pass some of your secrets on to your mistress.
Sure, I'll be very pleased to do anything I can, sir.
So he just flirted with her in front of her.
No wonder that girl despises me, the way you encourage her in.
Whatever makes you think that?
Her whole manner. The way she talks to me, the way she looks at me.
Looks at you. I hope you're not starting to imagine things again. You're not, are you, Paula?
Ah.
Of course I'm not.
I hope you're not, but if you start talking about the way Nancy looks at you, don't turn away, Paula. We must have this out. Do you really think Nancy despises you?
Look, see her eyes. Under her eyes are a little bit darker. You see that?
It hurts me when you're ill and fanciful. Come in!
If you please, sir, Miss Thwaites is downstairs.
You mean that old busybody from across the square?
Yes, sir, she has a nephew with her.
Tell her your mistress is not at home.
Oh, Gregory, really, she's been...
My dear, if you let her in once, you'll always have her here.
But she has called so many times, and we've never been at home to her.
I do not want people all over this house.
So you see, he's kind to her, then he's cruel to her. Then he's kind to her, then he's cruel to her.
I would have liked to have seen her.
But, my dear, I thought you were only trying to be polite. Why didn't you tell me you really wanted to see her?
She did say that she wanted to see her.
Come along, Auntie dear.
See, so now he's changed the mood again. He's changed the mood again, playing something merry.
We're going out tonight.
Oh, you didn't tell me. What have I forgotten?
Oh no. So even she's starting to believe it now, and he knows now he's getting the upper hand more, because he's already got the upper hand.
This is my surprise for you. We're going to the theater tonight.
Oh, Greg.
So he has complete control over her.
Wonderful.
No, he tells her when she's forgotten, or she hasn't forgotten.
Keeping people away from you. Making you a prisoner.
Oh, you're the kindest man in the world.
See, he just planted two things in her head there.
I'm sorry.
The idea that she's a prisoner, keeping people away from her. See that? So now she's saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And now she's completely at his mercy again. Cruel to her, kind to her. Cruel to her, kind to her. He's completely determining her emotions. Look, now she's on an emotional high. So at some point, he's going to get angry again at her. Bring her down.
Oh, please don't turn your back on me. What has happened?
You mean you don't know?
No,
Look.
Oh, painting is missing.
The little picture has been taken down.
Will you please get it from wherever you've hidden it and put it back in its place?
But I haven't hidden it. I swear I haven't. Why should I?
I'm loving these close-ups. I love the way he stepped into the light there.
No, don't ring her. Please don't ring her, Gregory. Don't shame me before the
Paula, will you
servants.
please stop being hysterical?
See, so he was telling her, get the servants to do everything. But now he's saying, you took down the picture, the painting. I thought you told her not to do anything. Gaslighting is a cruel thing.
Oh, there's a little picture missing, sir.
Exactly. Have you ever taken it down from where it belongs?
Oh, no, sir.
Please kiss this Bible as a solemn oath that you've told the truth. Thank you, Elizabeth. You may go now. And send Nancy in here at once. This is painful enough without you making it worse. Now, Paula, please come back. Since you have thrown suspicion on the servants, they must be cleared of it. Now, sit down. Did you hear what I said? Well, sit down.
Complete control over her actions as well. Whether she goes, whether she comes, whether she sits down, whether she stands up.
A picture has been taken down from the wall there. I want to know whether it was you who took the picture down.
Of course it wasn't, sir.
Shall I ask her to kiss the Bible, Paula? Or will you accept her word?
Wow. Pure evil, man.
There, do you see? I swear on the Bible I didn't take that picture down.
See, it's not even occurring to her that it was him.
So you knew where it was all the time?
I only looked there because that's where it was found twice before.
Oh.
You better go to your room.
What are you going to do?
I'm going out to work.
No, please don't leave me here all by myself now. I get so frightened when I'm here alone and you go out night after night.
Frightened? You never told me that before.
But I'm telling you now, I'm frightened of the house. I hear noises and footsteps. Gregory, please. Please don't leave me. Stay with me.
Oh, nice shot.
Take me in your arms, please. Please, please, take me in your arms, Gregory, please, please.
See? Now when in her despair, he completely abandons her. That's just... That is devilish. People do this. People do this kind of stuff.
Seems to be getting worse, doesn't she, sir?
You will please not refer to your mistress as she. What are you doing with your evening out?
Oh, I'm going to a musical. Up in a balloon, boys, up in a
I've never been to an English musical.
Oh, you don't know what you've missed, sir. Up in a balloon, boys.
That's who she reminds me of. There's no facial recognition or any sort of direct link, but just her way and just the front of her hair. It reminds me of Ruth from Ozark and just her conniving ways. She reminds me of Ruth. Just a little bit.
The only one in the house, is she?
Wow. She made her move there, man. Oh, I love these street scenes. The fog and the big light and then shadows. Very cool. Nice switch there. What's he doing? Okay, I see what he's doing. He told her he was going out, and then he comes back, and he's moving about the house with footsteps.
Let people find their own places for the concert, Murdoch. Just sit where they like.
May I come in?
Oh, Brian.
Good evening.
Wow, she got a train on her dress. It's quite the train.
Is that you, Paula? Why are you dressed up like that?
Because tonight is Lady Dalroy's reception.
I sent a note to say that you were not well enough.
I'm quite well enough and I want to go. I must get out of this house. Meet people and see a little of what's going on in the world.
Well, then, I'm afraid you'll have to go alone.
Well, then, I must go alone.
She's becoming defiant. Let's see what he does.
I didn't realize this party meant so much to you. I'll go and change immediately.
He switched it up. He throws her a bone, gives her a win. But let's see what else he does.
Did you ring for something, Mum?
Yes, please fetch a cab.
I thought you were going.
Get a cab, Nancy.
Is the master going out too?
Yes, he is.
What's it to you?
Please hurry.
Very good, Mum.
Mind your business. What are you gonna do now? He's giving her a little win here. Let's see if she makes it out.
Yeah, you better get along. They'll be out in a minute.
She's getting chummy with him.
Usual place?
Usual place.
No.
No.
Well, let's see what he does here, because he might do something publicly, you know? She is feeling it. How is she sitting down with that train? The train on her dress. Nice. I love the head turn. As his head turned, his head shifted the other way. Is his watch missing?
My watch is gone.
See, now he's doing it in public. And I'm loving this drama playing out with the music in the background, just the piano.
I didn't put it there. I swear I didn't put it. You be quiet.
Come.
Wow.
I'm very sorry, Lady Dalroy, but I'm afraid my wife illness has returned.
Oh, can I send for a doctor?
If I can just get her.
I think it's the most
He is long gone. Might want to take that hat off, bro.
I've tried so hard to keep it within these walls, my own house. Ah, because you would go out tonight, the whole of London knows it.
So now she's going to voluntarily stay in. She will not go out now.
Your mother was mad. She died in an asylum when you were a year old.
That's not true.
It began with her imagining things, that she heard noises, footsteps, voices. Now perhaps you will understand why I cannot let you meet people. You only went there because you knew he was going to be there.
But Gregory, who?
She doesn't even know who you're talking about.
Who is he? Someone you refused, perhaps?
I never met him. I have no idea who he is.
You lie. Why do you lie to me?
I never lied to you.
I know you never lied to me. It's worse than lying. You've forgotten. You've forgotten him as you forget everything. Perhaps I'm wrong to try to handle this myself.
Within seconds, he apologized to her, acknowledged his wrongdoing, but then pointed to something else. That's crazy. Which was her fault. It's evil, man. Pure evil.
Where'd he go? He didn't get past me as I came through the alley, so he certainly turned in here.
I don't suppose he could have gone into his own house, do you?
If he did, sir, that's not against the law.
He's catching on.
Why should a man walk out of his own house and all the way around the corner just to get back to the same place where he started from?
The five's empty. But what would you want to go into an empty house for?
So maybe five has a breach in the walls that can make him pass through to his house again. Something like that. And it's so elaborate. If you said that to someone, like, they were like, why would you... Even the cops just said it. They were like, why would he do that?
Just coming, Mum.
Oh my God. Didn't you hear her screaming?
I want you to help me. I'm so tired.
Oh, yes.
Elizabeth, do you hear anything?
Hear anything?
Yes, up there. Listen. But there are sounds, aren't there? Like someone moving about. Listen. Elizabeth, listen, please.
There are no noises up there, Mum. The old floor's boarded up. You know that as well as I do. You know, Mum, you just imagine things.
Okay, so he's planted it in even their heads. So they're not even taking her seriously.
Your mother was mad. Your mother was mad.
I suppose people who go every night to places of public amusement.
So she has actually started hearing voices.
I'm sorry, sir, but the mistress won't see anyone.
Did she tell you to say that?
He isn't here. My husband isn't here.
I know that, Mrs. Anton.
Go away.
Oh, not until I've given you this. Look at it. Look at it, please. Alice Alquist gave it to me years ago at Covent Garden. I was a little boy overcome with admiration. Now you'll trust me, won't you?
A ray of hope.
She gave it to you. It's the great admirer she used to make such a mystery of. The little boy.
It's a great moment.
I'm afraid
You're afraid you're going out of your mind. Where is your husband now?
Look, the light. The light's going down again.
The gas just went down.
You saw that too.
Why, yes.
At last I can tell this to someone. Now, every night when my husband goes out.
The light goes down.
Yes, let's put this together now.
Later on, the gas goes up again.
And he comes back.
Always quite soon.
You say you think you hear things. What things?
Come on, let's put it together.
Noises over my room.
I mean, this is highly inappropriate, him being in another man's house with his wife like this, but...
Mrs. Anton, you know, don't you? You know who's up there.
No. No.
Why would he do this?
Why?
You said there's old furniture up there.
My aunt's. And her clothes, stage costumes, trunks, all of her things.
All of her things?
He needs to be careful here. This guy is pure evil. He'll kill him. He's trying to find those jewels.
Tell me, is he any weapons in the house?
He has a revolver. Why shouldn't he? No, you have no right to. Whoever you are, you have no right to. But he'll know what you've done. He'll think that what shall I say to him? Oh.
You won't have to say anything.
What does she say?
There was a letter. But my husband said I dreamed, and now it's here.
Bauer.
It's been here the whole time.
Bauer.
But he said there wasn't any letter. He said I was going out of my mind.
Not going out of your mind. You're slowly and systematically being driven out of your mind.
Why? Why?
Perhaps because you found this letter know too much. Then he would have control of your property and could search in the open instead of the dark, like this.
A search? What is that a search for?
For the things for which Alice Alquist was murdered. Her jewels. Jewels for which he was searching that night.
You're wrong. You're... I know him. He's my husband. I've lived in the same house with him. You're talking about the man I'm married to.
The man called Sergius Bauer has a wife living in Prague now. So you see, Mrs. Anton, he must have planned the whole thing.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. This guy's got to go. Oh, has he seen something? So he's already married as well. Oh. There's that dress. It's the same dress.
Whatever happens tonight, have her welfare in mind.
You can count on me, sir. But what am I going to say to the master when he comes back?
He won't come back anymore, Elizabeth.
Yeah, go get him, man. He's got to go. He's got to go. Wait a minute. Why did he go this way this time? I wonder if she won't be able to hide it. She won't be able to hide her emotions about the situation and gives it away too soon.
What are you doing?
Just lying down.
Fully dressed? Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Where's his revolver?
Why did you open my desk?
I didn't open your desk.
Why did you open my desk, Paula?
I didn't open it. It was he.
Was he just holding back that pimp slap? He was about to pimp slap her, man.
Who was the man who came to see your mistress while I was out? Come, Elizabeth, you must have answered the bell.
No one was here, sir.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Because she can say she's crazy.
But Elizabeth... But you saw him.
No, Mum. I didn't see anyone at all.
He was here. I know it.
Don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. Just start acting cuckoo. Just catch on and act cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You see how it is, Elizabeth.
Yes, sir. I see just how it is.
Did I dream? Did I really dream?
Yes, Paula, you dreamed it. You dreamed all day long.
My mind is going.
Haven't I told you, Paula?
It was a dream.
Like all the rest.
Then take me away. I can't fight
Paula,
it anymore. It was a dream. Then take me away. Take me away.
Was I any part of this curious dream of yours, Mrs. Anton?
Who the devil are you? How did you get into this house?
Through the skylight. Like you. Mrs. Anton, don't you think you'd better go to bed? You must be very tired.
Don't you think you better explain your...
Get this guy out of here.
So you found them, after all.
He's got his revolver.
I knew from the first moment I saw you that you were dangerous to me.
I knew from the first moment I saw you that you were dangerous to her. And this is where Alice Alquist hid them, where all the world could see them. And yet no one would know where they were except the man who gave them to her, watching from the royal box. How does it feel, Bard, to have planned and killed and tortured for something, and then to know it's been for nothing?
For nothing?
I thought he was going to get him. I thought he was going to get Cotton.
Help! Mr. Williams, come quick.
Careful. Careful, Bobby.
Anybody at home?
What's she doing here? Anyway, the gun is there, so there's no risk that she'll get shot.
Paula, you remember our first days?
There have been times when I thought I only dreamed those days.
Come closer, Paula. Look into my eyes. If I ever meant anything to you, and I believe I did, then help me, Paula. Give me another chance. In the drawer of that cupboard over there is a knife. Get it and cut me free. Will you get it for me?
Yes, I'll get it. I'll get it for you.
Is she gonna shank him?
No, it isn't here. You must have dreamed you put it there. Are you suggesting that this is a knife I hold in my hand? I'm always losing things and hiding things, and I can never find them. I don't know where I put them. That was a knife, wasn't it? And I have lost it. I must look for it. Perhaps it's behind this picture. Yes, it must be here. No. My brooch. I found it at last, you see, but it doesn't help you, does it? And I'm trying to help you, aren't I? Trying to help you to escape. How can a mad woman help her husband to escape?
But you're not mad.
Yes, I am mad, as my mother was mad.
No, Paula. That wasn't true.
Because I am mad, I have betrayed you, and because I am mad, I'm rejoicing in my heart without a shred of pity, without a shred of regret, watching you go with glory in my heart. Come, Mr. Cameron, take this man away. Take this man away.
I don't ask you to understand me. Between us all the time were those jewels. Like a fire. A fire in my brain. Those jewels which I wanted all my life.
In the morning when the sun rises, sometimes it's hard to believe there ever was a night. Let me come here and see you and talk to you. Perhaps I can help somehow.
Well.
Just always in the mix. Okay, people, and that was Gaslight. So, I really enjoyed that. I like the way the story unfolded. It was very theatrical, like a play, even though there were some other locations. But I really got the sense that the house was a character in the story. It was like an anchor. When the story took me to another location, there was always a sense of familiarity when the plot brought me back there. The overall tone was like a ghost story, especially the way they played around with light. It felt staged and deliberate, but that's what I like about it. To me, it shows showmanship. I know people today are obsessed with realism and naturalism, but others think applying certain filmmaking techniques can really put a filmmaker's signature on the material. The playing around with light made me actually think back to an episode of Better Call Saul. Those show-offs actually put the 3-point lighting system in the frame. I mean, that show had some real showmanship in every aspect of filmmaking, especially in the final season.
It's all good, man.
Charles Boyer was the standout performance for me because he played the part of Gregory so devilishly.
Will you please get it from wherever you've hidden it and put it back in its place?
He was charismatic, sophisticated, charming, and worst of all, conniving. He also had that deep, bassy voice which complemented his exotic accent, which, with all that combined, makes the character compelling to watch and believable in his ability to manipulate Paula. Speaking of which, I have to make a correction when it comes to Ingrid Bergman. I have seen her in a film before. I have seen Casablanca, and I believe I've seen Notorious. I'm pretty sure I've seen Notorious. The trouble is, when you've seen as many films as I have, things start to merge, especially if they're from a different era. As far as I'm concerned, her face was made for the camera. She had that classic Hollywood cinematic beauty. The character was endearing, very charming and feminine. So when Gregory started his chicanery, it was very easy to feel protective of her and to want to see Gregory's demise. As for Joseph Cotton, I was looking for anything specific that made him get cast in The Third Man, but I didn't really see anything. Maybe I'm just not familiar with his career, so I couldn't tell. Maybe he got cast in The Third Man because of a universal appeal, but there were some parallels. In both films there's an element of investigation, but in The Third Man he was just a regular guy. In Gaslight he's actually an official, he's with the police, but the character did feel different. In The Third Man he was always playing catch up throughout the plot, and he was out of his depth. In Gaslight he was playing catch up, but he was a cop, someone more official, and he came across as more commanding when it came to figuring things out.
Why should a man walk out of his own house and all the way around the corner just to get back to the same place where he started from?
I was also pleasantly surprised to learn that Nancy was played by a young and sultry Angela Lansbury. I completely missed it, even in the credits. She looked like I should have known who she was, but I would have never guessed it. I have never seen her looking that young before, or seen her play such a sultry character. To me, she has always been Jessica Fletcher in Murder, She Wrote, a gentle, charismatic old lady author just writing her books and solving the occasional murder on the side. Not the sultry little minx in this film.
She's not the only one in the house, is she?
By the way, Miss Bessie was hilarious. No Neighbourhood is complete without that nosy busybody running around, affluent or otherwise, and she played it to a T.
Anybody at home?
Also, let me know what you think about the ending. Was it a satisfying ending? Do you think Gregory should have been shot or something, or fell off the roof? After what he put Paula through? I was satisfied with it. I think Gregory dying would have been a bit too gratuitous. I think justice prevailing is a suitable ending for the type of film it was. Anyway, stay tuned for more reactions because I've got an exciting lineup coming your way. And if you did get any value from this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
In the morning when the sun rises, sometimes it's hard to believe there ever was a night.
You're very kind.
Well.